We're back then today with another developer stream recap for Last Epoch. Some of the questions that were asked and some of the topics that are covered, these include patch 1.1 with a rough release date, as well as some information on what could be included within it, details on new uniques, new ladders coming with patch 1.1. We had a question around bug fixing priority. It's a pretty long answer, but it's actually a really interesting one, so I have included that within this video as well. We had questions as well around roadmaps, Cycle 2, potential battle passes and more. So I'll let this play out, enjoy, and if it has been helpful, please do take the time to hit the like, share and subscribe button.
Alright, let's do this. Are there any plans to expand on the Weaver's Will items? Maybe add more of them. They are so fun. Yes. The Weaver is not a character we're finished with, and you know, expanding that related item system at the same time we expand the related character exploration would be logical. I don't actually know if that's what's going to happen, but I would assume so. When's the next cycle dropping? I don't have a set date yet. We have an internal target. It's not set in stone yet. There will be the usual like pre-patch ramp up that happens. The time between patches, where our goal is roughly 3 to 4 months. And I expect this one to be roughly the same. I don't know where that puts us. I feel like that's like a month and a half, 2 months, something like that. All right. Any updates on? We are seeing a Shaman rework. There are no major skill change rework overhauls for Shaman coming next patch. I can tell you that for certain. You know, like we're touching things here and there. We're making changes where we can. We're doing like balancing of stuff, but like major reworks are not on the table for 1.1.
That was close.
Like you won't see a new Shaman skill. You won't see like some patch that's like, oh, redid the tree for this skill or anything like that. No. All right, hey, I have a question. I had a great time playing your game. Awesome. Spent over 100 hours in it. Epic. And I'm looking forward to some information about new content to come back to. I check every update to the game, and I'm really glad that you're fixing bugs, but I haven't seen any information about something new yet. Whether it's regarding the content itself, maybe items, class changes. Will there be anything in the near future? So 1.1, which will come out roughly 3 to 4 months after 1.0, as our usual patch cadence, will include a new Pinnacle boss system and other stuff. We haven't announced any of the other stuff that is coming with it. All right, back on to questions. Any cool new uniques for classes expected in the next cycle? Yeah, there's always new uniques are one of, I think, the easiest and most interesting ways to spice up a class. Both from a design perspective and a development perspective. I think there's a lot of room for, you know, like quick wins, as we like to say, for unique items. And yeah, we add new uniques every patch, and this patch will be no different. Probably not a ton of them coming this patch, but you know, definitely some. Will corruption number appear somewhere while we're in a run? Don't think so. I could see that being something that shows up like when you're up here. It says like area level 90 corruption. That could be a good place to put it. Plans on having. Oh yeah, into that. Any plans to expand or find the ladders rankings for arena? Yes, I don't know what they are. There's, I think, a good chance of new ladders showing up as well. How are bugs prioritized for fixing? Oh, there's a question and a half. There are many general gameplay UI bugs that affect things like entire skills or passives not working properly and have existed for years, but the smaller bugs get fixed away before these other more significant ones. Okay. The main thing with prioritizing bugs, there's a few axes. One of the big things is, I guess the big categories are how many dev hours or like just people hours is this going to take to fix? How much time is this going to take to fix? And I don't mean like how many weeks is going to take to fix. Like if 10 people work on this for 1 hour, that's 10 hours. If one person works on this for 10 hours, that's 10 hours. So how many hours is this going to take to fix? That's the cost. That's the upfront cost. And then
Easy. Too easy.
how many people does this affect? Does this affect 1% of the player base? Does this affect 100% of the player base? You know, like this has a big impact. If every single person's text above their name, other people have that turned off, I think. But if every single, you know, person has a little red star that shows up above their head, you know, it affects everyone. But it's not a huge deal if it's just a tiny little red dot. That's not a and then the third axis is severity. So how big of a deal is this? I can't log in. Top tier bug. Super important. The hue on my nameplate is a slightly wrong hue. Not a top tier bug. So they get graded on severity, reach, and cost. And then they get distributed out to the people who need to work on them, and they pick the bugs in order of those criteria and fix them as quick as they can. So if you have this is the other thing that changes the order of when bugs actually get released into a build is say you have 20 bugs and they're 20 dive bomb bugs. It's really hard to split those up between multiple people. They kind of all have to go to one person because there are certain objects you can do some split up, but usually it's best just to all go to one person because these are all so interconnected that they depend on each other. So if someone's fixing a bug with this node and someone else is fixing a bug with this node, they'll probably end up doing some of the same work twice. So you have to then give all of these bugs to one person. Okay. Say you get 10 bugs in about one topic and one bug in about another topic, and all 10 of those bugs, like you have 10 skill bugs and one sound bug, let's say, and the 10 skill bugs are all more severe and more urgent to fix and have a bigger reach than the one sound bug. But because you've given 10 skill bugs to one person and one sound bug to one person, that one sound bug that is lower severity, you know, all that stuff gets fixed before those other 9 skill bugs that are waiting, because they have to go into their own little queue of who's working on it. So this is there's so much more that goes into this, the logistics of doing this. This is why there are people who have project management jobs that keep us on track and keep us working and keep us like being efficient. So that's one thing. Prefab checkouts can stall bugs as well. So say I've got a bug where the wording of this node is wrong. I've got to change the wording of this node. I can't change the wording of that node until someone else finishes changing. Say someone else is working on a rework of the multi-shot tree, and they're changing all sorts of stuff in here. I've got to actually wait for them to finish and push and be done with the bugs for that rework before I can change the wording of that node on the other tree. And so sometimes you get these blocking elements of like, hey, you're working on this, it's preventing me from working on that. And so we try to streamline that and try to make sure people don't run into each other and things like that. But sometimes it happens. And then you get into situations where there's a fix on our newer branch. So we're developing 1.1. And we're also developing 1.0 hotfixes at the same time. And we add a new feature to 1.1 that if we try and fix a bug that's related to that new feature, we try and fix the bug for 1.0 that's live. But if we fix that bug for 1.0 now, and then go to try and merge that fix into 1.1, we actually have to redo it with the changes that had been made on the 1.1 branch. So we're doubling our work. So we have to say to ourselves then, okay, this might be a bug that's been around for a while, we can fix it, but it's literally half as much work if we only fix it once and wait for the next big patch to come out instead of releasing it in a hotfix now. What else? There's so many things that like that will push and pull a bug around and where it gets allocated in priority and all that sort of stuff. So like there's so many of these things. I'm sure I'm missing so many things that can cause these to move around as well. So it's I know it can sometimes be frustrating when you see like, hey, here's a bug that's been around for a long time, and here's another bug that's brand new and less bad or something like that, and it got fixed first. Like, why? It's frustrating. Hopefully that ramble rant thing that I just did will give some insight as to why it might be that way. Alright, can we please have a tag system for stash tabs, like PoE, like affinities? Yes. So when we have an item sent to the stash, it goes to the specific tab that is same tag as the item. I love that in PoE, I would love it in LE too. Yeah. Sure. Not right now. Alright, is there a detailed roadmap to 1.1 and beyond? And also a balanced patch. I mean, we always strive for a balanced patch. We don't have a detailed roadmap right now. I'd really like to get a roadmap up. We've been burned so many times by trying to add roadmaps. Every time we put a roadmap up, like we've tried different versions of roadmaps, and like no matter how many like disclaimers and caveats and warnings we put on there, it gets like misconstrued and twisted every single time, and then we like make it super vague, and people are like, there's not enough info on this, and we're like, because you misuse the info we give you, and then we make it more detailed again. It's just this like cycle, so we kind of give up on them a little bit. Maybe we're doing something wrong with them, I don't know, but I've been quite frustrated with the outcome of the roadmaps we've given out in the past. I'd love to figure out a way to make them work better. So we'll see. Okay, super serious, ultra relevant question here. Can we expect more bees in the future, please? Only because your question rhymed, sure. I don't know. I would be surprised if we never did. There's like unreleased, uncompleted like bee things in the game that we just like someone like started to make and like it just never got finished, and so it gets brought up enough and little things drip feed in over enough time that like I'm sure something else will show up. All right, in regards to cycles, will it be an end game thing only, or will it be added from the very start of the game for everyone to enjoy from level 1? Well, so this cycle, the primary mechanic is a pinnacle boss system, and so that's going to be a pretty end game specific thing. There are elements of it that do start earlier, like it's not just once you finished everything else, this starts type thing. So like there's a lead up, and I don't want to go into deep on it, but like there's stuff that happens before the very end and such, but the focus is on the pinnacle boss system at the end. Like that's what it's all building up towards. Will there be a battle pass with cosmetic rewards coming with cycle 2? No. Sorry if you wanted one, not happening. Any plans for new classes in the future? Oh yeah, we got plans for new classes in the future. Let me tell you, we're gonna go die to this boss. It's gonna be fun. We do have plans for new bosses in the future. New bosses. We do have plans for new bosses in the future too. We do have plans for new classes in the future. You'll see new mastery classes first. That chunked. Which is better, fire or necrotic? Necrotic, so I want to get one of them down quickly. And new class, new mastery classes will be first. We do have vague plans for new base classes as well. But the primary focus will be on new masteries to begin with. It'll be a while before new base classes or even new masters are added. They're a pretty huge undertaking. We've got some more systematic updates to the game that need to happen first. Any plans for Falcon skins or Ballista skins? Oh yeah. You may notice that there is a skills thing down here. They'll go right there.